Hey guys, HotRod08 here, and welcome back to my support item mini-series. One of the biggest issues I see with players in all ranks, but especially bronze through gold, is that everyone builds the exact same items in each game and never changes it up. Depending on your AD carry, your overall team comp, and the enemy's team comp, your items should be changing from game to game, and that is what I'm here to help you with. We've already covered the enchanter items, tank items, utilities / miscellaneous tank items, boot items, and starter items, and today we'll be wrapping it up the series with the most common AP items. Finally, all the items will be timestamped in the description and in the comments below, so without further ado, let's get started. Getting into the AP items list is Liandry's Torment, which costs 3100 gold and gives 80 ability power and 300 health. It also has two passives, the first being Madness, which gives you increased damage to enemies as long as you are damaging enemy champions, up to 10% extra damage, and the second being Torment, which when you hit enemy champions with your abilities, will do an additional 3% of the enemy's maximum health as bonus damage over 3 seconds, and the damage is doubled versus enemies who are either slowed or immobilized. Now, Liandry's best strength is the extra damage it provides, with the ability to add maximum health damage to your abilities, which does well towards health stacking enemies, as well as overall increased damage towards enemy champions as fights goes on. It also works very well with Rylai's Crystal Scepter, as Liandry's does double damage to enemies who are slowed, and Rylai's makes all of your abilities slow enemy champions. Some of the weaknesses include Liandry's not providing any extra utility to your champion. It does less damage if you don't have many ways of either slowing or immobilizing enemy champions, and it is a very expensive item for support to pick up, costing a whopping 3100 gold. Overall, Liandry should be bought when you need nothing but pure extra damage output towards your enemies, and your goal is to damage all enemy champions and not just the squishies on the enemy team. Next is Morellonomicon, which costs 3000 gold and gives 80 ability power, 300 health, and 15 magic penetration, as well as gives all of your damaging abilities grievous wounds for 3 seconds. Now, Morellonomicon's best strength is the magic penetration that gives your champion, as it lets you do considerably more damage versus enemy squishy targets, as well as also gives your abilities grievous wounds, which can really help versus enemies such as Dr. Mundo, Vladimir, and Soraka, who heal a lot over fights. If you don't need the grievous wounds and only the magic penetration, you can also skip upgrading Morellonomicon to the full buy immediately, and instead spend just 1500 gold on Oblivion Orb and get your full magic penetration just from that. Some of the weaknesses include the low utility provides rather than the grievous wounds, the magic penetration not being effective versus enemies who stack magic resist like tanks, and the high cost of Morellonomicon being at 3000 gold. Overall, Morellonomicon should be bought when you are focusing on killing enemy squishy targets, when you need the grievous wounds for the enemy team's heals, and when you don't need any other utility that some of the other items would provide. Moving down the list is Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which costs 2600 gold and gives 90 ability power and 300 health, as well as provides all of your offensive abilities a 20% slowing effect that lasts for 1 second. Now, Rylai's best strength is its utility to add slows to your damaging spells, which can either give you more peel for your carries, can let your team catch up to enemy carries, or can help you provide peel for yourself. It also works really well with Liandry's, as it does double damage to enemies who are slowed, and Rylai's makes sure that all of your abilities have a slowing effect on them. Finally, it is a good price for an AP item, being at 2600 gold. Some of the weaknesses include no extra damage on the item other than the AP it provides, Rylai's being a game-dependent item, as sometimes you don't need the extra peel or chasing powers that Rylai's provides, and that its effectiveness is reliant on you being able to spam your abilities and keep the slow effect consistent. Overall, Rylai should be bought when you need the extra peel and chase power that it offers, when you already have Liandry's and the extra max health damage is needed, and when you don't need additional damage output rather than the AP that it comes with. Next is Zhonya's Hourglass, which costs 2900 gold and gives 75 ability power, 45 armor, and 10% cooldown reduction. Its active puts yourself in a stasis for 2.5 seconds, making you immune to all effects, but also stops you from doing anything for the duration of the time too, and is on a 120 second cooldown. Now, Zhonya's best strength is the active that comes with it, which can get you out of many deaths that you otherwise would have encountered. The flexibility of the active is vast too, from getting yourself out of tower dives, assassinations, as well as a way to protect yourself after initiating for your team. Zhonya also provides armor and cooldown reduction, something that none of the other items on this list do. Some of the weaknesses include no extra damage on the item other than the AP it provides. It provides low offensive utility, as the item is built more defensively than offensively, and it provides no health like the other items on this list do. Overall, Zhonya should be bought when you need a way to protect yourself from getting dove or assassinated, when the enemies have a high AD comp, and when you don't need to prioritize damage output. Our final AP item is Void Staff, which costs 2650 gold and gives 70 ability power and makes your magic damage ignore 40% of the enemy's magic resist, applying before magic penetration is taken into consideration. Now, Void Staff's best strength is its ability to do damage to enemies who are stacking magic resist, as Void Staff can considerably ignore a lot of magic resist if they are stacking it. It also works well with magic penetration items, as it reduces the overall magic resist of an enemy champion first before taking into consideration the magic penetration. Finally, the item isn't expensive compared to the other AP items on this list, costing only 2650 gold. Some of the weaknesses include it not providing any utility or durability to your champion, and that Void Staff is a game-dependent item and shouldn't be bought unless the enemies are stacking magic resist. Overall, Void Staff should be bought when your enemies are building a lot of magic resist, when you have magic penetration to complement Void Staff's passive, and when you don't need extra durability built on your champion. And that's it for the AP Items edition, as well as the entirety of the Support Items series. If you're interested in watching the other videos in the Support Items series, check this video's description and click the links to the videos you'd like to watch. If you're enjoying my content and want to consider supporting the channel, head over to my Patreon. There you can enjoy perks such as early releases of some of my videos, having me look at your op.gg and giving you suggestions, and having your name shout out at the end of my videos like these lovely people here who are already contributing to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I feature support-focused content that I release on a weekly basis and would love your support. I also stream on YouTube on Mondays and Thursdays from 7 PM to 10 PM Eastern Standard Time. If you want to learn how to play the game from a Diamond support player and have your questions answered live, I would love to see you in the streams. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, as it really helps me out, and hit that notification bell next to the subscribe button to keep up the latest content that I release. Rather than that, you guys have a great day today. Thanks much.